So it's been a deeply depressing time in politics, hasn't it? Um, the less said about Trump, the better, and the less said about the whole Brexit and hard Brexit and that sort of crazy economic suicide, the better. What has disturbed me today is Theresa May is now in the States, or on her way to the States, to talk to Donald Trump. Bear in mind, Donald Trump, his whole platform has been America first, and no trade deal that doesn't favour America. And because of our ridiculous, foolhardy, hard Brexit stance that has no mandate, we're now crawling to powers like Trump, and worse, no doubt, sort of seeing what scraps they'll give us trade-wise. Theresa May has refused to rule out opening up the NHS to American healthcare companies. In fact, I imagine that would be very much on her agenda, since so much of the NHS has been run into the ground and privatised under this government. It's utterly depressing, really. And what she hopes to get going over there, who only knows. The man is, by all means, by almost every measure, a fascist. Since he came in, he's bringing in laws to make abortion or to cut funding to any body that gives abortion or abortion advice to women. He's removed climate change from all the government websites, and it's not just deleting it and bringing back his new version. The new versions have come up, and it's not there anymore. He's silenced scientists. I said I wasn't going to talk about Trump, but the whole thing is nuts. And for us to crawl over there, Theresa May refusing to criticise him and saying that she's going to try and get a trade deal from Trump. I mean, it belittles this country. We're listening to the xenophobes and those who might not be xenophobic but who have been lied to by people like Farage, to make them think that immigration is such an issue, and to just throw away not only a lot of our economy. I mean, we are all going to be poorer, but to throw away our self-respect, to crawl to Trump. In the EU we were a group of more or less equal countries. We had similar values, similar economies, and a similar outlook. And now we're going to end up, what trade deal are we going to come up with the US? I mean, the EU, for good reason, bans things like American meat products because they're washed in chlorine or they're overfed antibiotics. Then they're not safe. They're worse than ours. Their welfare standards are worse. And what are we going to do? Any trade deal, is going to probably, and we don't know, there's a good chance we'll have to start accepting American goods that we wouldn't have done before, which of course obviously will then be flown or shipped halfway around the world, and ignoring the market on our doorstep. The whole thing is nuts. It's not going to benefit anyone. It might benefit people large companies that trade internationally, but it's not going to benefit you and me. And it's just the shame on this country. There's other leaders calling Trump out for all the things he's saying and all the things he's doing. The Dutch, yesterday I think it was, have started an international fund to fund abortion advice and help because of Trump's actions in cutting them. That's making a statement. What's our country doing? We're saying, oh, he's great, we're really pleased, we're the first, our leader is the first leader he's going to talk to about trade, and we'll go grovelling up to him, and we'll probably accept some awful deal, because Trump isn't interested in how well we do. Trump's interested in how well America does. He said it. He's not an internationalist. If you trade with protectionists, then, and that's what we are now, we're protectionists, but we are the much weaker party. We're going into a negotiation with a much stronger party on a position of weakness. And every single country we go to, we are going to be in a position of weakness. If we go to China, we are weaker. If we go to India, we're weaker, really. Our economy might be sixth largest at the moment, but it's not going to be for long. Now we're leaving the single largest trading group in the world, and of course there is no mandate for leaving the single market. In the Tory manifesto, it said they pledge to remain in the single market, whatever the outcome of the referendum. Pretty much every economist said it's madness to leave the single market. Even Leave campaigners, I know you can Google it, Farage and a lot of sort of high-ranking Tories, Daniel Hannan, who's the awful MEP, they said, oh, nobody's talking about leaving the single market. So they knew it would be madness. They knew they'd just be kicked apart in the press for suggesting such a thing. So for May to come out and say, no, we're going to leave everything, is just nuts. And this is the result today, where we're going cap in hand to America. Please give us something. And you can bet that May is so desperate to show that she can secure trade deals that actually she's going to accept anything, pretty much. She's a weak leader. She hasn't done anything to show strength. She doesn't answer questions. She doesn't. I mean, they reluctantly brought the ridiculously tiny bill, having lost the court case. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the bill for triggering Article 50, but it's basically all the bill says is the Prime Minister is given power to trigger Article 50, and there's 2 days of debate in the Commons. 2 days for the most complex thing that this country will do in regards to international trade and relations in my lifetime, and certainly most people's lifetime. It's absolutely mad. And Jeremy Corbyn, who has now said he's going to whip his party into voting to trigger Article 50. I had a lot of time for Jeremy Corbyn. He said a lot of the right things, but in the last year he has not whipped his party to support the NHS reinstatement bill. Oh no, because saving the NHS, which is something he says he believes in, that's not worth whipping his party for. But he'll whip his party to basically hand the Tories whatever they want, whatever they want for this triggering Article 50. What sort of opposition is that? It's ridiculous. So, I can almost forgive his not backing PR because it wouldn't suit the Labour Party. I can almost forgive his not well, I can't really, but not opposing the Snoopers Charter, which is because Labour is authoritarian. So why would they stop an authoritarian rule, law? But most Labour voters voted Remain. I'm not a Labour voter, but if I was, I would be appalled that Corbyn isn't representing me. My MP just so happens represents a constituency where about 65 to 70% of the electorate voted to Remain. He himself was a Remain campaigner, and he is not guaranteeing or even suggesting that he'll vote to block Article 50. So there you go, not representing his constituents, but then that's what you get with flown-in career politicians. But the whole thing is utterly depressing, and this NHS, basically refusing to deny that she'll open the NHS up to competition when it's already on its knees, thanks to what the Tories and before them the Lib Dems, in partnership with them, did to it, is absolutely. I don't think there will be an NHS left by 2020. So when we get the chance to vote the Tories out, it will be gone, and so will a lot of other things that have sold off. And so their job will be done. They'll have left the EU, which they hate because it guarantees certain standards and rights for workers. They'll have ditched pretty much every public sector institution and sold it to their friends. They won't care if they don't get into power again, because actually the money men will always make money if there's things to buy and sell, and you and me will be poorer. So anyway, bit of a depressing update. Let's see how it goes with this Article 50, but I don't predict good things.